Join me as we step into a new year where we get to reflect on what it is we're wanting to manifest for the year ahead. And I'm excited to show you 3 goals that you can achieve for 2026 to get you connected to your witchcraft practice and create the life you're wanting to create. My name is Sandra. I've been on the witchcraft path now for over 35 years. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path, and I help other witches who are trying to start a practice or deepen a practice to connect to magic, to nature, to their higher self every day with ease so that they can create a life full of joy, peace, and empowerment. And as witches, we often get caught up in the excitement of a new year, new beginnings. But sometimes we just don't really know how to turn our dreams into reality. And I've been there too. I have been totally scattered. I have felt pinched off from spirit and even disconnected from my witchcraft practice for long periods of time. And it's frustrating, especially when we don't see the results that we're wanting to see. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 goals that you can start implementing straight away to have an incredible, powerful, witchy year. So goal number 1. Witchcraft is about magic, after all, so you're probably going to want to learn about magic. Set yourself one magical skill to learn and really get into this year. It could be candle magic. There's a lot to candle magic. You can work with single candles. You can work with multiple candles. There's colors. There's ways of crafting your candle spells. There's even ways of creating your own candles. So there's a lot to candle magic. So you could devote the whole year to learning more about candle magic and becoming really, really good at creative candle magic. There's sigil magic that you could learn, planetary magic that you could learn. You may even want to give yourself maybe 2 different types of magic to learn. Maybe spend the first 6 months on candle magic and the next 6 months on planetary magic. And then at the end of it, you can actually combine the 2. Maybe you would like to get better at visualization and using your imagination in your spells so that you can really feel all of the senses when you're imagining the fulfillment of your desire. So if your desire is to earn more money this year, then what does it feel like to have that extra money? How do you feel in your body? What are you saying to yourself? What are you seeing differently in your life? Practice your imagination because it's the most powerful magic that you actually have. You may decide that you want to learn more about how magic works. Learn more about the connection of the subconscious mind with yourself. Learn more about reality transurfing or laws of assumption and quantum physics, for example, or quantum jumping. Learn more about the actual manifestation process itself. You may want to focus on energy work this year. So being able to create energy balls, change the energy of a space that you're in. Find out different ways that you can enchant a space or enchant objects using energy to create charms and talismans. Maybe that's what you want to focus on this year. Whatever there is magically, you can focus more on it and you can get better at it. And if you just choose 1 or 2 or maybe at the most 3 things to do this year, it won't feel so overwhelming. Goal number 2. These are the self-development spiritual goals. So this could be something like you might want to focus on more confidence this year. So what are you telling yourself about yourself in the world that gives you a lot of doubt about yourself? And learn to change those beliefs. Maybe go and explore EFT or tapping, for example. I have a tapping channel. At the moment, it's called Sandra Inman Tapping. You may find that really helpful to change beliefs that you have that are in your way, even in your way of witchcraft. Maybe there's a lot of doubt you have about your ability to be a witch. Then you can tap that doubt away. You may find that you want to explore empowerment this year so that you can really step into your witchy self and feel empowered. So you may be looking at doing more identity shifting work where you learn to become that powerful person you know deep down inside you are and choose to work that way. So that's, again, learning about how you pull yourself back, keep yourself back, what beliefs you have about yourself, and then practice visualizing, experiencing that version of you that is empowered, that is really confident, and then stepping into that version and feeling what it feels like to be that character, and do that for the whole year. Because if you do that every day for a whole year, you are going to be a completely different person by the end of the year. You will be definitely more empowered, and your total life will change as a result of doing that. Maybe you want to focus more on emotional healing this year. Maybe you want to focus more on healing this year. Maybe healing the way that you feel, healing your body, getting healthier this year, and practicing more healthier lifestyle, because your health is important to your spiritual process. You can't really spend the time focusing on spiritual pursuits if you're not feeling good in your body. So how do you get your body balanced with your spiritual pursuits? And that would mean maybe changing your diet, doing more research into diet and exercise, and looking at how you can bring more health into your life this year. Another spiritual goal, which can be incredibly helpful and incredibly important for the craft, is meditation. Focusing on one type of meditation. For example, it could be mindfulness meditation, or maybe transcendental meditation. Exploring how meditation can help you in not just your spiritual work, but also in your magic. So practicing meditation every day could be a goal for you to enhance your spiritual connection to your higher self and to the god and goddess as well. And goal number 3, set up a daily practice. When you start a daily practice, you are turning up for you, and you are connecting to your craft and to your magic and to your spiritual practice all in one. And it doesn't have to take very long either. All you need to do is cleanse your space. You could use salt water to sprinkle around your space. You can use incense and smoke around your space. And you can also focus on your heart energy and send the energy from your heart all the way out into your space, creating a bubble of energy around your altar and around you. And there's a wonderful prayer that I love to say in order to do this. And that is, make or bring light into my heart, into my hearing light and sight light, to my right light and left light, before me light, behind me light, above me light, and below me light, making me one with the light. And just imagining that that light's coming out from the heart chakra and totally engulfing this space. That light could be a pink light, it could be a green light, it could be a white light or a golden light. Infusing it with the energy of love is a wonderful practice to begin your day. And then, if you're wanting to work with deities, call in the god and goddess. It could be the goddess of the moon, of seas and rivers. It could be the god of the hunt, of the forests and animals, and ask them to bless your day. Or if you're like me and you work with Hekate a lot, you could just call in Hekate or any other deity of choice and ask them to bless your day. So I'll give you an example with Hekate. So I'm lighting a candle. And if you're working with 2 deities, you light your candle. You could have a candle each for the god and goddess. Could be 2 white candles, could be a black candle or a white candle, white for the god, black for the goddess. It could be a blue and yellow candle, blue for the goddess, yellow for the god, red for the god, green for the goddess. It's up to you how you do your colors. If you've got statues or pictures of your deities, that can be even more helpful. And just imagine that you are sitting here, which you are, and that the deity is directly in front of you if it's a single deity. And if it's 2 deities, like the goddess and god, you've got the goddess here and the god there. The 3 of you are forming a triangle. And just ask them to be present. So I'm working with Hekate. Oh, Hekate, I ask that you be with me today and bless my day. And just feel their presence. Imagine their presence if you can't feel it yet. It's okay to use your imagination to imagine the deities are there. And if you practice that every day, you will start to feel their presence. After you've invited the deities to be with you, you might want to do some meditation, or some grounding work, or some paw breathing. I like to breathe in some of the chi energy into my body so that I have more energy to work with in the day. And one of the ways that I teach in the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy, which is my 12-month course on witchcraft, is called pore breathing. This is something that was introduced to me through the workings of Franz Baden. I'm not sure where he got it from. It's not exclusively his. It is a practice that is part of many spiritual practices. But you imagine the pores of your skin, and on the in-breath that you're drawing all of this beautiful universal energy in your body through the pores of your skin on the in-breath, and then on the out-breath, you're breathing it out again. So it's like you're breathing with your entire body, absorbing that beautiful energy and then letting the energy out. And this is a way of actually building energy. So even though you're breathing it out, you're also building your own energy as you do that. Now, there's different ways you can work with the pore breathing. You can breathe the energy in and keep that energy and not breathe it back out again. Sometimes that can lead to just too much energy. So the good place to start is breathing it in and allowing it to come out so that you can get this sense of breathing in and breathing out. It connects you to the universal energy, and it's incredibly healing. So if one of your goals was to work on your health this year, this is a wonderful way to work on your health. Doing that pore breathing. And then if you want to set an intention for the day and just do a little bit of spell work, you could imagine the activities that you've got planned for the day and just see yourself living through your day, step by step, activity by activity, having success in each activity and feeling into what that feels like to have accomplished what you wanted to accomplish that day, all the way up to the time that you go to bed. And as you imagine that, feeling into the confident you who's achieving all of these things, the powerful you who's achieving all of these things. And if you do this every day, you're going to basically step into the true version of who you are, who is more confident and is more powerful, as well as connecting to the deities, bringing in that beautiful universal energy and breathing with the energy of the universe and setting up your beautiful sacred space. This is a really simple practice. Now, I do have a short 5-day practice called The Ultimate Guide to Starting a Wiccan Practice That Works. It takes you through each step of setting up a daily practice, one step per day over a 5-day period. You'll get to set up the energy of your space, connect to the deities, learn some meditation, really simple things that you can do every day that won't take you any longer than about 10 minutes to do. So that is the ultimate guide to starting a Wiccan practice that works. There's a link in the description field below this video for how you can grab that mini course. You can also find it on my website as well, mysterywitchschool.com, under my courses tab. Now, these are 3 goals that you can have for the year of 2026. 1, deciding what sort of magic you're going to focus on this year, candle magic, sigil magic. 2, how you're going to bring more empowerment and confidence into your life through spiritual practices such as some shadow work, building confidence, maybe doing some tapping and maybe some meditation. And number 3, that daily practice that will connect you to yourself every day. And with all 3 of those goals, you will find that by the end of 2026, if you stick to those goals and you really pursue them, your practice is going to look so different. You're going to feel so much more empowered, so much more confident that you won't even be able to recognize who you are 12 months from now. So start focusing on those goals, those 3 goals, right here, right now. And let me know in the comments field what your 3 goals are going to be for 2026 in your witchcraft practice, because I would love to know about that. Now, if you're serious about practicing witchcraft and really using the craft to connect to yourself, to connect to meaning in life and to your purpose in life, I do invite you to join the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. It's a 12-month course where I take you by the hand in a community of like-minded people and teach you all you need to know about being a witch for the first year, and teach you all you need to know to help you feel more empowered in your life, to connect to spirit, to connect to your higher self, and to start being you again, your true witch self. exploring your witch self, putting that witch self into practice and living a magical life day by day. If you want to find out more about that course, there's a link in the description field below this video. It's also on my website, mysterywitchschool.com. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Blessed be.